Tanya. I'm reading 7 cards for 7 days, and we start with Monday, September 19th and go to the 25th. Whenever you see these, take what fits for you, leave the rest behind. This is a general reading, energies that are coming in for the week. Hopefully we can find some unity consciousness here for ourselves and get a little help with heads up on what's coming for the week. I'm using the Rider Waite deck, the Pamela Smith version. And our first card for Monday, again the 19th, is the Hierophant. So a number 5 in the majors. And this card is often associated with both spiritual and legal matters, can represent a judge or, a holy person. And to me also the inner spiritual being with more of the masculine side to it. So tomorrow, Monday, we might expect news around legal issues, or again, it could be more personal and spiritual, maybe feeling a bit more connected even to your divine masculine, or the need to connect more with your inner spiritual masculine self. When we get to Tuesday, we have the Queen of Wands, and then we go through a little bit of a series of wands this week. So the Queen, she has her little black cat down there by her feet. Maybe you can see. She is holding a sunflower. The lions on either side of her throne are also a fairly common symbol associated with her. And she is the queen who sometimes has been seen as the one who's gone on a kind of journey. And like in one story, she started off and she was all dressed in white and had a big cat with her also in white fur. And then life gets hard and she gets all dirty and her clothes change to black, and so does her big cat. And then things get better and she becomes golden, which is much more the association of when she comes into her full queenhood. But when that happens, she pinches the cat so that you get the black marks, and sometimes that can be seen as a cheetah. Just to remind herself that, hey, it's been a journey. It hasn't always been easy. So maybe we feel some of our powers, and here the divine feminine, a queen. It is a more masculine queen because of that fire energy that she represents with the wands. But within that, a lot of passion, a lot of creativity. So that could be great for your Tuesday. We get another wand for Wednesday. And this one is the 6 of Wands, sometimes known as the Victory card. And here you have your person riding along, got the laurel wreath on the head, and then another one hanging from one of the, sometimes they're called rods instead of wands, hanging from that, riding the horse, like, okay, I've just won this. So maybe there is either an external or an internal victory. We're about to move out of the season of Virgo. Hopefully it's been a good time for you to reevaluate, restructure a little bit, and particularly look at self-care. And we're going to talk more about that at the end in terms of a crystal card that I drew. But it's been a really, really good time to look at what your self-care routines are and see if both physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you can find new ways to support yourself. And when you support yourself, it's automatically good for other people around you. You make a good example for them. Then by Thursday, we get the King of Wands. So now we have the Queen and the King with victory in between them. So, maybe there's some nice relationship stuff that gets a little bit worked out this week. Or maybe you're feeling, again on Tuesday, more of the divine feminine, and then by Thursday, it's time to pull out a bit more of that divine masculine self. Of course, he is sitting on his throne also, and another typical symbol associated with wands is the salamander from the, he's hard to see, but he's a little figure down here. It's an old association of an idea that salamanders were born of fire. So there's a transformative element to that, of course, and it can be, a fiery truth of some kind, or just really feeling creative also, and on top of things that your spidey senses are very open and attuned to energies that are coming in. Lots of royal cards this week. This will be our third one, and this time we have the Queen of Swords. And I will say about the royal cards that frequently they're read as energies around the self, other people potentially, or things that you have internalized from other people. It can be parents, it can be siblings, authority figures in your life, whatever, whomever. So here we have another queen that's more on the masculine side because it's swords, which is ruled by the element of air. And you can see her big sword of truth standing there. And she also has the other hand out in a gesture of communication. She can be sharp with words, so all the swords can be sharp. But she can also represent pulling away the mask. What personas have we been covering ourselves with because we feel like we need to, that we won't be accepted as we are, which, pretty much we all get taught that as small children, just, in the effort for those who are raising us to help us fit in. But what gets lost in the meantime? So she wants you to look at that, to speak your truth in a way. And, I would encourage when you do that to do it in that queenly, more eloquent kind of way. So two queens, and then eventually we do have two kings as well. So that was our Friday. When we get to Saturday, we have the Seven of Discs. Sevens are very internal numbers. I feel that pause perhaps before there's something that's going to change. Sixes have that quality of like, wow, let's stop and celebrate for a moment. And then when you get to the seven, it's like, okay, now let's look at that and see what has changed. And let me take stock in this one of what my assets are here, what I'm growing, what I'm nurturing, what I'm focusing on that will continue to build for me. And then when you get to the eights, it tends to be more expressive, that the energy gets out here. So our figure here has that contemplative look, leaning on a kind of staff, looking over what have I accumulated, what have I grown, what have I piled up here. So a little bit of taking stock on next Saturday. And then our last card for the 7 days for our next Sunday is the King of Pentacles. So there's that second king. So we had the King and Queen of Wands, and then we had the Queen of Swords. And now we get finally one of the earthier ones. The Pentacles, the earth sign, the disc, the coins, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes he's referred to as the slow one, can also represent materialism. I don't think this is about us being greedy. But, that energy definitely shifts through the week, with starting with the Hierophant and the the looking inward for those spiritual shifts, those spiritual messages, especially through the divine masculine. And then moving into those series of wands, and then, you know, the Queen of Swords, like, all right, what's your truth after all this? What story are you telling here about who you really are? And then moving finally to the end of the week and the Pentacles energy. So I like the King of Pentacles for his slow steadiness, for getting things done. You know, I have Mars in Taurus, so I kind of relate to that. It takes me a while. But, you know, there is a steadiness to things getting done at the same time. So could be lots of personalities around you this week too, with these energies coming in, partners, against siblings, other family members, authority figures, whatever. So whether it is you feeling, you know, these connections to your divine essences inside, these different elements of fire and air and earth, or, you know, whether it's outside, inside or outside, you know, what are you going to do with that? And try to use it at its highest expression. That's the main thing. Where are we called to speak our truth, but in a way that others can hear it, where we're taking responsibility for our own emotions, our own actions, our own viewpoints, and, you know, not playing victim, but, you know, if something has upset us or we feel victimized or angered or whatever, being able to speak it in a way that others can hear it, and, you know, keeping our minds on what is the outcome that we desire and not just venting, things like that. So one major for the week, which could indicate that it's a new start of some kind, a beginning. And then the 3 wands, so lots of strong, fiery, creative, passionate energy, then a little bit of mental with the Queen of Swords, so, you know, she's very high level mental. And then the earthy with the 7 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So for a final card for us for the week, I drew one of the crystal cards, and this is Smoky Quartz. And the message that comes with that one is clearing negativity. Release negativity from within or around you. So that so fits what I feel with these royal cards this week, that we may be having stuff that comes up that we need to release and express. And, you know, the tarot, those royal cards are supporting that. Or it may be coming from around us, and then how do we clear out that energy. So, you know, if you have access to smoky quartz, it's always a nice little piece of crystal to have on your person or around you. You can burn some sage or some holy wood of some kind. You can, you know, put salt in the corners of your home in bowls, and, you know, that will draw negative energy also, and, you know, cleanse. So whatever way works for you this week might be a good thing to do. And we'll be moving into Libra, and hopefully we find some good balance and inspiration in that, and some energy to be gracious with one another. So I hope that helps you in some way. I also hope you have a beautiful week. If you are interested in a personal reading, please find my information at the end of this video and below in the description box. And you can reach out to me at tarotwithtanya@gmail.com. Take care, everybody.